Hi, I'm DW Hits, author of Judith's Prophecy. This is a trilogy of 3 books that are going to start off this series of supernatural hunting. Um, this book is about Easy and Ben and their search to find a little bit of vengeance for what's happened to their family. And along the way, they meet a new friend and have a bit of adventure. It is available September 14th, and I hope you will enjoy listening to this reading, and I hope you'll like and subscribe and enjoy future releases that I come out with. Thanks a lot. Chapter 1, Tapper Light. The vast sea of stars interrupted Easy's focus with reminders of infinite possibilities, until the canyon walls rose and the stars went out, and he was haunted again by the memory of Hell Rock Canyon, haunted by the night when his life was ravaged and remade. He remembered this road now. He remembered why he never came down here, why he ignored the clues of a possible nest in the area. The trees and the beauty of this part of the forest were worthless when those memories came back, and he was forced to think of how similar it was to that wretched place. There's no time for that now. They're gone. Focus on the job. Diving deeper into the trees, the washboard ribbed road rattled the white pickup's interior. The calming scent of pine drifted through the open windows, but failed to penetrate Easy's demeanor. As his headlights shifted from one ponderosa to the next, Easy's thoughts bounded between his memories, tasks, and objectives. Pressing tonight was finding Julia Carlyle. 3 days prior, she had concluded her shift at Judith Credit Union, and no one had admitted to seeing her since. When the custodian at Custer Elementary School reported her broken-windowed and blood-stained Jeep for being illegally parked, Julia had become a local headline. A Judith native, Julia's disappearance gnawed at the threads of this tightly woven community. There weren't many families she hadn't connected with, either through school, church, or volunteering at the food bank. The blonde-haired woman's bright smile had been quickly plastered across the town's news outlets and social media feeds, though Easy and few others knew the real danger she faced. Easy swerved left and right, dodging potholes as the air's smell turned sour. He noticed his passenger, Ben Dubois, sink and shift in the bench seat at the rocking of the vehicle. Easy glanced over. There it is, Easy said. Smell it? Ben shook his head. This must be the way. God, you'd think they'd want to keep a lower profile. That smell is disgusting. In the 3 years since Easy had interrupted a bloodsucker ambush on Ben and his family, Easy felt the two had grown into a pretty solid team. Easy excelled above Ben in taking down vampires, but Ben brought much-needed technical knowledge to the team. When it came to the job, they had learned to rely on each other and to play to each other's strengths. Easy shifted in his seat. It makes me think it's a nest of ferals. I hate ferals. They always fucking stink. You'd think that would make it harder for them to hunt, you know? They'd starve to death, and we wouldn't have to deal with them. That's why they're feral. They can't get enough food. Whatever it is, they're nasty, I swear. The first time I saw one, I thought it was a zombie. Easy chuckled. You watch too many movies, my friend. I expand my mind. Ben smirked as he brought his hands together and then spread them apart, opening his fingers wider and wider like a blooming mushroom cloud. Okay, Ben, expand away. So you think these guys will know anything about the big boss? No way to know until we ask. Fingers crossed, though, right? Yeah. I'll bet they know something. Even the dumbest vampires know things. Living a long time is its own education. So either Julia's out there, or they have some crumb of information we're looking for. One way or another, we'll make something out of this. Another rung up the ladder? Maybe. Just take them alive, then we'll see. The incoming odor grew until the smell of rotting flesh and snail blood overpowered the forest's piney perfume. It clung to Easy's nostrils, sealed by dust from the gravel road. As the abandoned Hendricks cabin, its deteriorating logs and shattered windows peeked through the trees ahead, Easy killed the headlights and stopped the pickup. Let's go to work. He turned off the engine, climbed from the rig, and quietly closed the door. He waited for Ben at the front of the vehicle and patted down his gear. Pistol, check. Mags, check. Sword, check. He slid a steel mesh glove over his left hand and yanked it down until it felt firm. He stretched his fingers and clenched his fist. Ben joined with his pistol in hand. Alive, right? His loosely hung backpack swiveled as Ben pivoted, scanning the trees. Yeah. Easy stepped forward, toward the cabin. Take them alive. The cabin squeaked softly as the cool night breeze jostled its rustled tin roof. In the lull between gusts, Joyce cracked and settled. Through its paneless windows, the trashed inner remains of the Hendricks' once-loved vacation spot could be seen. Broken furniture and spray-painted walls teased of high school parties and trespassing vandals. The stench hung like a trail, leading Easy and Ben to the dirt path on the right side of the cabin. They followed the drag marks along the ground to a set of downward-leading stairs. Across from the final step, a grayed plywood door blocked their path. The smell was near nauseating as Easy pulled back the door and exposed the bowels of the structure. Easy peered into the blackness of the earthen-floored space and listened. There was no noise, nothing beyond his own measured breaths. He took a slow step inside, ignoring the quickened pace of the thumping within his chest. His pupils widened at the sight of the pair of black-clawed hands. Nothing brings a man to attention like claws emerging from the dank and moldy dark. Easy raised his sword, its blade glinting in the moonlight. He lunged forward and cleaved one clawed hand from its master before gliding down and removing the other. Flopping onto the ground, the severed hand's digits curled inward, their inch-long claws piercing their palms. The monster howled. Easy's left hook cratered its jaw. His steel glove painted road rash across the right side of the thing's face. It collapsed, unconscious and silent. Something shuffled in the dirt to his left. He turned. Wet yellow fangs flew from the darkness. Easy swung and bisected the bloodsucker's skull. The vampire's still blinking head tumbled right. Its blood-gushing corpse crumpled forward. Shit. Easy broke the silence. I thought we wanted them alive, Ben said from the doorway. We do. Sometimes you just react, you know? Easy took a wide step right around the dead vampire's head, avoiding the swelling pool of black blood. He paused, allowing the quietness of the room to permeate his ears. After a moment of silence, he said, Light. Ben pulled a 3-inch wide ball from his pocket. He squeezed it until it clicked and tossed the sphere into the center of the crawl space. On impact, its LEDs lit and flooded the room in bright white illumination. Putrefying carcasses of wild game and long-missing locals lay in the base of the far wall. Their bones were intertwined, confusing which one corpse ended and another began. Maggots crawled in and out of chunks of clinging meat and fur, while segments of fractured skulls lay scattered about. On the right, a nest of bloody clothing and blankets decorated the abandoned cabin's basement. Quilts, shirts, towels, coats, likely pillaged from their victims, were all stacked and rounded and adorned with bloody mud and dirt. A feeding pit formed a deep, stiff, and sticky depression in the room's center. It sunk into the earth like a bowl made from blood-enriched clay. In the middle of the feeding pit's depths, the body of Julia Carlyle, recently deceased. She wore dark blue jeans with sparkling stones in the rear pockets and a white blouse, just as described in her missing person report. Her punctured and gnawed arms extended back toward the carcass pile. More than half of her forearm's flesh had been removed, along with meat from her calves. Gah! Ben's face twisted in disgust. Fucking bastards. Easy knelt over Julia's corpse, breathing a slow, reluctant breath. He gently lifted her arms, setting them at her sides, and brushed her hair away from her neck. Rest in peace, Julia, Easy said, standing. He swung his sword with an intended merciful grace, cleanly removing Julia's head from her shoulders. At least we found her. At least they'll recover her body and have some closure. Grab him. Easy pointed to the handless bloodsucker. Ben draped a steel mesh bag over the creature's head. He tied its arms behind its back and dragged it from the structure. Easy swept his eyes around the room and said a silent prayer. He picked up 2 gasoline can-filled water bottles Ben had left by the door and doused the walls, the bedding, the carcasses, and Julia Carlyle. He stepped past the plywood door, sparking fire from his Zippo. With a final, forlorn look at Julia's remains, he touched his lighter to the wall. Flames flickered and devoured. The cabin grew into a fiery blaze, and Easy and Ben lifted their captive into the pickup's bed and sealed it. They climbed into their seats and watched the inferno ahead. I was really hoping she wasn't here, Ben said. Yeah, me too. Ben turned to Easy. Take him alive, huh? I know. Get a little too excited, did you? Easy squinted at Ben with a sideways smile and turned the key. The cabin crumbled in on itself, radiating a yellow and orange glow onto the surrounding woods. Firelight painted the pickup orange as Easy turned the vehicle and it accelerated. With the captive stirring in the pickup's bed, the pair of vampire hunters absconded into the wooded dark. So, I hope you like that. That's chapter 1. Like I said previously, if you're interested in hearing more, please like and subscribe. That way you can get notified when I release more of these snippets from the book. Judith's Prophecy is going to be available on all devices all over the place on September 14th. I hope you like it, and I hope you take a look. Thanks a lot.